Now that you've installed VS Code, let's write our very first HTML. There are a couple of ways to create a new file in VS Code. You can click the Explorer icon on the left and create a new file. Or you can go to File, click New File, and select Text File. Let's type something simple here and save it. Before we save it, let's create a folder because every website should have its own project folder. Now that we have our project folder, let's save the file. When saving, make sure the file name ends with .html. This tells the browser that it's an HTML document. I will save mine as index.html. You can name it anything you like. But index.html is the standard name for the first page of a website. When someone visits your website, the browser looks for this file first. Now that we've created our first HTML file, let's remove the demo text and start writing some HTML. Every HTML document starts with a doctype. You can write it by typing less than, exclamation mark, doctype, HTML, and greater than. This tells the browser that we are using the modern version of HTML, so it displays the web page correctly. On the next line, type less than, HTML, and greater than. Whenever you open an HTML tag, you should also close it by typing less than, / HTML, and greater than. Since we are using VS Code, it automatically adds the closing tag for us. Inside the HTML element, we'll add two more elements, head and body. Think of the head as the brain of the web page. It contains information about the website, like its title, and other details that the browser needs. The body is where all the visible content goes. Everything you see on a web page, headings, text, images, buttons, all belongs inside the body. Now let's go back to the head and add a title tag. Now let's open our HTML file in the browser and see what we've built so far. As you can see, the page is blank. That's because we haven't added any content inside the body yet. I'll split the screen so you can see both the browser and the code side by side. That way, every change we make in the code will be easier to understand. The title tag we added is still empty, so let's add the text My Website inside it. Now when we refresh the browser, you can see the browser tab title has changed to My Website. Now let's add some text inside the body as well. Now I'll refresh the browser and you can see the text we added is visible in the web page. If you compare the text in the code with the browser, you'll notice the text is on two lines in VS Code but appears on a single line in the browser. That's because we haven't used any HTML tags yet. When I say HTML tags, I simply mean the HTML codes. We'll learn many different tags throughout this course. To start, let's write an H1 tag. Just like the HTML, head, and body tags, every HTML tag starts with a less than sign, followed by the tag name and a greater than sign. Then, don't forget to close it with a /. And remember, anything you write between the opening tag and the closing tag belongs to that tag. In this case, My First Website belongs to the H1 tag. All right, let's refresh the browser and see how it looks. You can see the text is now on two separate lines. You'll also notice a greater than sign at the beginning. That's just a typo I accidentally made. Just like the H1 tag, let's write a P tag with an opening tag and a closing tag. Similarly, let's add H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6 tags. By now, you've probably noticed that all these tags have a meaning. The H stands for heading and the P stands for paragraph. Heading tags range from H1 to H6 depending on the importance of the heading. But for paragraphs, there's just one tag, P. There's no P1 or P2. Also, there are no heading tags like H7, H8, or beyond. Heading tags only go from H1 to H6. Anything outside that isn't a valid HTML heading tag, so it won't work as a heading in the browser. You can see I've used H7 and H8 in the code, but in the browser, the text appears on a single line. That's because H7 and H8 aren't valid HTML tags, so the browser ignores them. Now let's learn a few more HTML tags to make text bold, italic, and underlined. To do that, simply wrap the text with an opening B tag and a closing B tag. Refresh the browser, and you can see the text is now bold. The same goes for underlined text. Just wrap it with an opening U tag and a closing U tag. For italic text, yes, you guessed it right. Just use the I tag. Now you can see in the browser that the texts are bold, italic, and underlined. You can also combine them. If you want the same text to be bold, italic, and underlined, simply wrap it with multiple tags and close each one properly. Refresh the browser, and you can see these two words are now bold, underlined, and italic. This is the basic idea behind how HTML works. Everything is built using HTML tags. Whenever you open a tag, you should also close it, and the content between those tags is what the tag applies to. That's all for this lesson. In the next video, we'll learn more and continue building our web page.